Hari Om, all of you. So welcome to the session. First of all, very, very good luck to all of you. The board exams are coming. I think some of the practical exams are also going on, and the pre-board exams are happening in some schools. And the KTPI exam is scheduled for February 16th, I think. Am I right, Veena? It's 16th or 19th? 16th February. So that's the first exam. So we had done 3 lessons. So we thought we could present you the other 2 lessons also today. We have our teachers are all available here. So let's begin today's program with a prayer. We have Pavitra from Varutakad studying in class 12. She will be rendering the prayer today. You can play the prayer, Priyanka.
നന്മയാകുന്ന കാന്തി കാണുവാൻ കണ്ണിനാകേണമേ നല്ല വാക്കിൻ്റെ ശീലു ചൊല്ലുവാൻ നാവിനാകേണമേ സ്നേഹമാകുന്ന ഗീതമോ എൻ്റെ കാതിനിണയാകണേ സത്യമെന്നുള്ള ശീലമോടെ ഞാൻ ശാന്തി അറിയണമേ ഭൂമിയമ്മ എന്നറിയുവാനുള്ള ബോധമുണ്ടാക്കണേ ജീവജാലങ്ങളാകെയും ജന്മബന്ധുവായിടണേ ജാതിഭേദങ്ങളെന്ന ശാപമോ ദൂരെ മറയണമേ ലോകമൊന്നെന്ന പാഠമെന്നുമെൻ മനസ്സിലെഴുതേണമേ
Thank you, Pavitra. It was a melodious presentation by you. Thank you so much. So, very good morning to all the students who are here, and some of the teachers are also joined here with us. So, we are going to take up briefly, say for the next 1.5 hours, we'll be taking up the possible questions that can, we are not saying important. Please remove that. If you think that we are leaking out important questions, no, we have absolutely no clue anything about it. Only thing, the whole way how it is approached, how 1 mark questions, how 2 marks questions, and 5 mark questions, and textbook content, and also outside the book. And then one of the very big challenges everybody find, the reasoning and the assertion questions. We are going to discuss it. We have already the earlier video also. If you want, we can share it again with all of you, which we conducted for 3 lessons. There are only 5 lessons which are going to be examined in the board examination, and out of which we have done 3 today. We are going to take the other 2. One is education in India and other technologies. And we have again our experts from that, the teachers from the 3 schools. We have Jaya Bharathy ma'am from Amrita Vidyalaya Nagapattinam. She is going to do the lesson on education in India. And we have Veena Nair from Arya Gurukul, Mumbai. She will be handling the questions from the session lesson, other technologies. And we have Suvarna Dasaradhi ma'am from Chinmaya International Residential School. She is going to handle the assertion and reasoning questions alone from these 2 chapters. We thought we could have a special focus on that so that you are able to handle that easily. That is what we have planned today. So have your notebooks and pens and note it down what you want. Please ask as many questions as possible. They're all available here for the next till 12 o'clock. We are there. So please take the benefit out of it. First, we have Jaya Bharathy ma'am. I invite Jaya Bharathy ma'am to take up the lesson on education in India.
Hari Om.
Yeah.
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. I feel immense pleasure to conduct this workshop. First of all, let me at the outset offer my sincere thanks to Srimati Shanti Krishnamurthy ma'am, Director CCMT Education Cell, who has taken such a lot of effort to organize this workshop. for uplifting the standard and lifestyle of 12 students. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm indeed very delighted to devote my gratitude to be the resource person for the webinar on the topic education systems and practices for the second time. Hope this webinar will be fruitful, children. Let me share my PPT. So this is the sample question paper class 12, 2023-24, Knowledge, Traditions and Practices of India. Our code number is 073. Time allotted for this paper is 3 hours and maximum marks is 70. And 30 marks will be given for your project and viva. So these are the general instructions. Board exam question paper contains 4 sections. Section 1 to 4. Section 1 has 16 questions carrying 1 marks each. Section 2 has 7 short answer type questions carrying 2 marks each. Section 3 has 4 descriptive type questions carrying 5 marks each. Section 4 has 4 descriptive type questions carrying 5 marks each. 1 internal choice is given in question number 15 alone. So here is the topic, education. So 1 marks means we will be having different types of 1 marks here, picture based, match the following, choose the correct answer, assertion reason. Like that, you will be getting different 1 marks. So some samples for this picture-based questions. Can you guess this image? So which of the following is not true about the picture? Takshila University gives special attention to medicine. Chanakya was a well-known exponent of statecraft. Takshila University is present in Rawalpindi. Offers only one subject. You can post your answers in the chat box.
Let them answer in the chat box, Jaya Bharathy ma'am.
Okay.
Let children try, ma'am. Students, please try it in the chat box. So we'll see. Somebody is saying Pallav, D is the option that's coming out.
Okay. Takshila University offers only one subject. That is the answer they are giving, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Let me check the answer. Yes, absolutely correct. So option D, Takshila University offers only one subject. That is not true. Okay. Takshila University offers only one subject.
Yeah, right.
So here is the second question. So which of the following is true about this picture? Have a deep look on this picture, analyze it, and then answer. In those days, ashramas generally bore the name of the guru. The teacher's school was the Acharya Kula, the Gurukula. Usually, the Gurukulas were located in forest areas. Gurukulas were similar to present education. If you know the answer, please unmute and say the answer. Otherwise, you can use the chat box. Think and answer, children. Observe the picture and then answer.
They're saying B and C.
B and C.
Option 3 is what they are saying.
Option
A and C,
C.
somebody is saying A and C.
Okay, let me check. So the answer is option 1, that is A and C. In those days, ashramas generally bore the name of the guru. Usually, the Gurukulas were located in forest areas. These are the true statements, whatever it is given in the picture, right? This is the third image. And again, have a keen watch in this picture. Which of the following statement correctly relates to the given picture? The student and the parent had a symbiotic relationship. Ancient Indian education had not focused on intellect alone. From the arrival of the Guru, he was treated with utmost respect and reverence. Education is an important business for the Indian people. Yes, the answer, children.
Children are giving answer as C.
Okay. So C. Let me check. Yes, absolutely correct, children. From the arrival of the Guru, he was treated with utmost respect and reverence. So second type of 1 mark is match the following. So you can guess the answer here. Siksha, Anvishiki, Vyakarana, Gandharva Veda, Chanda, Phonetics, Science of Music, Grammar, Logic, Metrics. If you know the answer, type the answer in the chat box, children.
Right, what is the option again for 1? 1 is what, 2 is what, like that you mentioned.
Okay, ma'am. So this is the question. So here is the answer. So Siksha, for Siksha means option 3, that is phonetics, Vyakarana, grammar, Chanda, metrics, science of music, Gandharva Veda, logic, and Vishikhi. So this is the answer for this match the following. Choose the correct answer. So which of the following is or not true? The university had 8 separate halls, 300 apartments, meditation halls, and classrooms. The practice of learning through debates and discussions were highly developed. Shilabhadra, due to his advanced age and enormous wealth, have caused him to be regarded as the chief member of the community. The book written in an iron steel is called Alakya. So option A is 3rd and 4 only. Option B, that is 2 and 3 only. Option C, 1, 2 and 3 only. Option D, 2, 3 and 4 only. Guess the answer, children. Actually, they have to think and mention the answer.
Okay, give them time. Let's give them time. Think. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
C or D, Lakshmi Rajan. You can't say C
Okay.
and.
Okay. Shall I check?
Anybody else writing the answer? CV Kannur says C. 1, 2, and 3 is not true.
Okay. So the answer is Shilabhadra, due to his advanced age and enormous wealth, have caused him to be regarded as the chief member of his community. What is the wrong in that, children? In the third option, instead of eminent virtue, here they have mentioned an eminent virtue and enormous wealth is mentioned, and thus it is not true. Okay. And in the fourth option, instead of Lakya, they have mentioned as Alakya. So that's it. These two statements are wrong. Okay. Got it, children? Shilabhadra, due to his advanced age, they have mentioned. Instead of that, they have to give eminent virtue and enormous wealth. And in the second option, the book written in an iron steel is called Alakya, but actually is Lakya.
Yeah.
Second question, as waters flow downward, as the months merge in a year, so many currents come to me from all the directions. From which text above mentioned lines are taken? So this passage is taken from the primary text. You need to give some importance to the primary text. They may ask question from that passage or from the textbook. They may ask this question like this. So the option A is Karaka Samhita, Katha Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad. Guess the answer, children.
Somebody is saying D. Taittiriya.
D. Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely correct. Taittiriya Upanishad. Nirukta means such an easy question, but sometimes we will do some error in that. So we should be very clear with these terms. Nirukta means logic, literary theory, etymology, interpretation. What is your answer?
C. C is given. Article. Rohit says C. Anybody else? What is the answer? Yeah,
Yes,
C.
etymology.
Kasargod
Absolutely
also
correct.
has.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
So there are at least dash disciplines under Parushya. This is also a confusing question. Usually you know the answer, but sometimes you will get confused. So be clear with these questions.
They saying C. B.
B, yeah, different answers. At least after this question, if we confirm with the answer, it is
A lot of people are saying 9, correct.
Oh, okay, 9, absolutely 9. So third question, Parirajakas are people who went around villages promoting dash, general welfare. So here Lokopakara, right knowledge, Lok Shankaraha, importance of education.
Answer please. C. Everybody is saying locus.
Yeah,
Somebody
it's
said
very
B.
clear, Lokoshan. Yeah, C
Lasya
is the correct answer.
it's saying B, but it is C.
So here it comes some 2 marks. So learning had 3 distinct stages. You need to justify with the 2 points, at least 2 points. Okay. So any answers, ma'am, whether they need to type the answers or let me discuss the answer, ma'am.
If they can unmute and speak, it will be nice. Somebody can unmute and speak. The 2 points that you have to write, the 3
That's an
different
easy
stages.
question.
Huh?
Children,
Three
anyone, please
distinct stages are Shravana, Manana, and Nityasa. Shravana mainly stands for like listening to what they are saying, and Manana is mainly about understanding, and Nityasa is implementation of what they have understood.
Okay.
Very good, very good, excellent. See, whatever the answer you said, it is here.
Exactly there.
Actually,
So you give
in
your
the
name when you answer. Huh? Who was that student or teacher?
Jaya from Chinmaya Vidyalaya Pallav.
Very good, Jaya.
Sure Santam, sure Santam. In the
Correct.
Brihadaranya Upanishad, we are told that the path of knowledge consists of three distinct stages. In the point of examination, you need to write all these things. First, from which text they have taken, and then you have to mention all the three, and you have to give explanation. If you are going to write, surely they won't reduce marks. Okay? Shravana means, as she said, students listen intently to the teacher. Manana, they thought, reflected, and removed any doubt that may arise. Nidhyasana, observed carefully, remembered minutely, and meditated on what they had acquired. Very good. So this was the second question. Explain two types of knowledge.
Somebody is saying lower and higher.
Very good. So for 2 marks, you need to give some explanation. What is lower knowledge? What is higher knowledge? If you're going to give, you will be confident on your 2 marks. No doubt about that. This is the answer. So what you said is correct, but at the same time, you need to give some extra information. So lower knowledge, higher knowledge. Of these two, the lower knowledge is the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda, Shiksha, that is phonetics, Kalpa rituals, Vyakarana grammar, Nirukta etymology, Chandas metrics, and Jyotisha astronomy. And the higher knowledge is that by which the imperishable Brahman is attained. You are going to give the answer like this, sure 2 marks will be given. Okay? So text-based question. So from the text, they may ask some questions. So when a man lacks understanding and his mind is never controlled, such a deep meaning it has. His senses do not obey him as bad horses, a charioteer. But when a man has understanding and his mind is ever controlled, his senses do obey him as good horses, a charioteer. From the above text, enumerate. You have to list out the advantages and disadvantages of controlling our minds and senses. Can you, children?
Yeah, I think it's a little descriptive, Jaya Bharathy. Yeah.
Okay. So it's such an easy answer. Actually, students can also share their own points. If you're going to say this after points, it will be good. So advantages such as allows to stay focused, improves our mental health, acquires great sense of inner peace. Disadvantages such as mind control is a mental slavery. Mind control, the person definitely loses control of their own thoughts, and since thoughts are drivers of actions, they also lose control of their action. So rather than this, you can give your own points also. Whichever is relevant to the question, you can give the answers. Second question. So people were trained to guide their life in consonance with Dharma, the modeling principle for the individual, the family, and the society. Dharma required all, including students, to perform their duties towards parents, teachers, people, and gods. Why was Dharma accepted as the central theme based on which the education system was designed? Present your views on how incorporating the concept of Dharma in the present education system will make a positive impact on the society. So this is a general question. You can give your options, relevant answers to this question. Okay. So students can share their own answers. Third one, a given teacher-student relationship obtained in Indian culture. The teacher, the guru, the acharya was highly honored and was seen as the guide who helped the students escape from the darkness of ignorance and attain the light of knowledge. Here, two different questions. What are the qualities of Brahmacharians? State similarities and differences in the teacher-student relationship in ancient and modern education. So this is also one different type of question that will be asked from your textbook. So here is the possible answers. The student living with a teacher leads a life of self-control, abstinence, obedience, and devotion. They also regulate their lives by adhering to yama and niyama, like sausha, santosha, tapas, svadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana. So you can give your extra points also. So that's all about Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, children. All the best. We wish you to get Centum and KTPI all over the places wherever you are having your KTPI. All the very best. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Well done, Jaya Bharathy, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Close down yours. So, thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Thank
So, we now have Veena ma'am presenting on the other technologies.
Hariom everyone. It's as ma'am said it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this platform. And hopefully all our efforts of giving questions and you able to answer this helps you get good scores in KTPI. So we are going to do other technologies. We already know the chapter, what different things are included in this, where start from the Harappan civilization to the current scenario, how the things change. This is how we are supposed to update ourselves. Even though this speaks about how the ancient era was, but we should be able to connect ourselves and the current, how does it differ or how it is advantageous. So the questions may also be in the similar cases. It is not necessary that all the questions will be textual. As we had already said, some things are open-ended. So you need to write your own inferences about it. So first we'll start with 1 mark questions. Here goes the first question. Harappans produced wheel in various shapes and sizes, some of them glazed or painted. Their pottery was red slip, produced from red ox, that is iron oxide, or geometric designs were painted in black. What was the black pigment made of? The black pigment was the result of mixing iron oxide with black manganese. The black pigment was the result of mixing iron oxide with carbon black. The black pigment was the result of mixing iron oxide with lamp black. The black pigment was the result of mixing iron oxide with manganese.
They're saying A. Some of them are saying A.
Okay.
But some are saying also, yeah, everybody's saying A.
So yes, the correct answer is it is black manganese. At times, that's the reason why I gave an option as manganese also, but it is not manganese. It is black manganese, and the option A is right. Good. Let's move on to the next question. The first appearance of glass objects in India, according to current knowledge, is from option A, the upper Ganga Yamuna region, the Kaveri River Basin, C, the Brahmaputra region, D, downstream of Srirangam Island.
So your options, they are saying A.
Okay. Yes, the correct option is the upper Ganga Yamuna region. Next question. Harappan fired bricks had proportion of 1:2:4. Width equals 2 heights, length equal to widths. And besides, were of such quality that those who first encountered them at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro thought they could not be more than 2 or 3 centuries old. Comment on the effectiveness of the usage of bricks as observed in the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Would this kind of bricks be used in any kind of construction nowadays? Like any of the constructions? Option A, this would work partially, would work exactly as described, will not work at all, will work with expert intervention.
Somebody is saying, Kannur is saying D.
Okay.
We'll wait to see others. Somebody is saying A.
Okay.
Otherwise, everybody says D.
Okay. It is D. It's will work with expert intervention. It's because now the AI has come into the picture. So now we can, but then it is always an expert intervention required because construction we cannot take risk of. So that is the answer, will work with expert intervention. Moving on to the next. Harappan cities generally followed, just a minute. followed a grid plan and boasted a sanitation system that collected used waters from individual bathrooms into municipal drains. Those were regularly inspected and cleaned, which testifies a high level of civic order. This is what is described in this image. What is this image depict? Massive stonework of Harappa, northern gate of Castle. Massive stonework at Lothal, northern gate of Castle. Massive stonework at Dholavira, northern gate of Castle. Massive stonework at Mohenjo-daro, northern gate of Castle.
C is what coming up.
Okay, its correct answer, it is Dholavira. Because we have been learning about Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, it is very, very, it often gets skipped. We feel it is Mohenjo-daro or maybe Harappa. It is Dholavira. Match the column. So at one column A, we have cloth, fabric. Second, the place where it was either brought in or was found. So we have muslin, calico, chintz, cotton and silk. In column B, we have Kozhikode or Calicut, Bengal, Gujarat, brought to Europe. So which one is the correct option?
Somebody is saying D and B.
Okay,
B is coming up.
great. Yes, it is B. So it is B, that is muslin is from Gujarat. Calico is from...
Muslin is from Bengal as per the option.
Sorry, Bengal. Sorry. Muslin is from Bengal. Calico from Kozhikode or Calicut. Chintz, which was brought into Europe. And cotton and silk, which is from Gujarat. What does the painting depict? The combination of color used while painting. The strategic planning of war of East India Company. Indian rockets raining down on the East India Company. The garments used by the British.
A lot of C, everybody is saying C.
Yes, it is about a pyrotechnic which was used by the Britishers. So the option C is correct. Indian rockets raining down on East India Company is the correct answer. That is why this painting was shown. There is an image out here. What phrases would aptly assess this system of drainage? Efficient, proactive, marvel, practical even today. So are we getting answer?
3. Yeah, they are saying 3. Only A.
Okay.
The 3 people have said 3.
Okay. So the answer is it's marvel. It's one of the marvels. More than efficient, that is the reason why I asked. Aptly assess. So it's a marvel. So answer is D. Only
Fourth.
the fourth option.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the 2-mark questions. India even now possesses a wealth of manuscripts running into many millions. How was writing technology used traditionally? Anyone who would like to unmute yourself and speak for this answer?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
They were traditionally writing in birch barks and palm leaves, and mainly North Indians were writing in birch bark with the help of ink, which is made up of charcoal powder and gum medium. And palm leaves were not using inks, and they were using they were tearing the surface of leaf using sharp point, and they will smear the charcoal paste and will wipe it off and let them to insist in the characters. And there were many skills which developed it to protect them fungus and insects.
So beautifully framed answer. Excellent. Absolutely. So this is the answer. So it would be excellent if we are able to use the terms also. Birch bark, it's Birch Patra. That's a name which has been given. So if we are able to use the terms also, nothing less than that. But the answer is correct. Okay. Describe the 1800-year-old King Karikala Chola built dam. Yes. First and foremost is we need to think about which dam are we speaking about.
The Great Anicut built by.
What was it also named as? So is anyone typing it out?
Kalani, they are saying Kalani.
Kalani is the name of the dam. Okay.
Describe, probably you have to give the answer. Anybody want to unmute and speak?
So I'll just give the answer to that. So it is there in the text even. Grand Anicut on the Kaveri River at Srirangam Island, still visible today at 320 meters long and 20 meters wide. It is an igneous device which stops the Kaveri from emptying itself into its own distributary, the faster and the steeper Koli Dam, or which is also called as Kolarur, preserving much of the river's water for irrigation in the Kaveri's lower delta. Let's move on to the next question. Now we will be seeing a 5-mark question. In this brief extract from a long series of increasingly meritorious acts culminating in the practice of truth, the Mahabharata views the digging of water reservoirs as far more important than that of wells. Indeed, tank stores water to the earth, while well draws from it. The dedication of a tank is more meritorious than that of 100 wells. This is what was quoted. So elaborate in detail the statement. The dedication of a tank is more meritorious than that of 100 wells. May I just move with the answer?
Yeah, please go ahead.
It speaks about how, right from Kautilya's Arthashastra, speaks about what is water management and what are the things, how the importance was given to the water management system, and see the way how it was promoted. That was all. This is what is listed down here. So that is why it is said it is more meritorious. So that was the reason why this is just a brief answer which is put down. So I hope, ma'am, should I read the whole answer or it is okay if they...
I think you can skip it.
Yeah, it's a huge answer. So it speaks, I have given the gist, what it speaks about, how it was promoted. There were many, kind of an incentive which was also given, and maybe they were more encouraged to build this kind of system. It's very, very important that we always have, when we are reading a text, it's very, very important that we read every piece of information which is there in the text. So this is a picture-based question for 5 marks. The given image is a sketch of a petola loom used in many parts of India. So identify any 4 labeled parts of the handloom in the given picture, which is already there in the textbook. Describe 2 important daughter technologies of textile. Anyone? At least labeling.
Somebody can unmute and speak. Warp beam, they are saying warp beam. 3 ditto water stick.
Ma'am, the last one, dyeing technology and weaving technology. daughter technologies of textile?
Okay, we have to describe. So that means we are going to both the technologies we are going to briefly describe it about. Yes, it is correct answer. I'll just move on to next. These are the parts which are labeled. I have given all the names. So that if it is asked, you'll be able to write down. And it is as correctly said it. Weaving and dyeing are the two technologies which are daughters of textile. So that is meant to be, and how it was used, what were the characteristics, that is how what is mentioned here. So I will not be going in detail for this answer. So this is how it is. And a sari, this patola handloom is one of the weaving technology for a sari. So that is why I had asked a question like this in the 5-mark question based on this. Thank you so much. With that, we come to an end of the session for other technologies. Wish you all the best, and hopefully you were able to understand the different questions, what kind of questions may appear from this chapter. This is only few questions, and few of them, there are many other technologies like gemology is there, which is again one of the paintings is there. There are other things, beads making. These are even more technologies which have been introduced. So we may have questions based on that too. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Veena. It was wonderful. I think a lot of tips children got from your session, and I really, really appreciate your time and efforts. Now we move on to the last speaker. We have Suvarna Dasaradhi ma'am, who will be discussing only the reasoning and assessment questions. Assertion questions, sorry.
Yes. Hari Om to one and all. First, let me thank Shanti ma'am to be associated with. It's a pleasure. More than that, like I don't find any word presently. Such an academician being with us, assisting us, helping us to do the things. It's something next to wonderful. I say, ma'am, thank you so much for this opportunity. And then I thank Veena ma'am and then Jaya Bharathy ma'am also. Ma'am, you have given a good start for this. Topic for my topic, assertion and reasoning. Children, how are you all? I hope you're all doing better than preparing well for the examinations. Last time we have done a little portion of the assertion and then reasoning. And then let us recapitulate all those. Like at the end of the session, I have told you that identify assertion as a separate statement as well as a reason as the separate statement, and identify them as true or false. That is what we have understood, right? And then in this session, we will go into a little more tips and then tricks, how you will be identified. The objective for this session I kept is to enhance the confidence of this students, how to attempt assertion and then reasoning questions in these two topics, education as well as the other technologies. So for that, before we move on to that, I have made a little exercise for you. See, generally, there is a chance for assertion to be false also, but upcoming 5 questions, the assertions are true. And then you need to identify the reasons. It's a small warm-up exercise kind of thing, so that I can take you a little deeper into the topic. Okay, please unmute yourselves and then talk. Otherwise, you type. If you are participating, the session will be, more better. So identify the correct reason for this. So both the reasons are given, and for definite, for sure, assertion is true here. The Chinese monk Fahian praised the fame of Indian education during his travels between 399 and then 414 CE. 2 reasons are there. Scholars from various countries such as Tibet, Java, Sumatra, and then China, Mongolia, Japan, Korea were attracted to Indian centers of learning. That's one reason. And then second reason is the emphasis on outer values was merely a symbolic aspect, and the real focus of the Indian education was on spiritual success. What is the reason matching to this assertion? Can someone chat or unmute and answer? I'll prefer someone unmuting and answer. Can you answer? Is there anyone answering?
Ma'am, the first
Put it
option.
in.
Okay, yeah, but please carry on. First one is the right answer. Yes, you're true. Let us see the answer. Why? Because scholars from various countries such as Tibet, Java, and then Sumatra. Because just by adding this letter, because you're able to understand, right? And then second assertion is Indian education is aimed at both the inner and then outer dimensions of a person. Is that true or not? It is true. We know that because already I have told you. And then what is the correct reason for this identifying? Can someone answer? Unmute?
Yeah, unmute and speak. Because there's no A, B here.
Ma'am, the inner values cultivated by Indian education included truth, patience, regularity, self-mastery, and cognition of the
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Raya, you have answered very, very truly. This is the right answer.
Thank you,
What's
And
ma'am.
then
What is
the
the name?
upper one,
Please give your
Shreya,
name.
ma'am.
Yes,
Shreya.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
The one who answered
Okay.
previously also.
Yeah, please give your
Okay.
name and then answer. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm Shreya, Chinmaya Vidyalaya Kasaragod.
Okay.
Yes, beta. Please see this question. Physical education was an essential component of Indian education. Read the reasons yourselves. No need for me to read, I believe, and then answer. What is the perfect matching reason for this? Is it contributing to the development, overall development, or not? What is the answer for this? Shall I move to the next slide? Take your little time because the intensity is increasing in the questions, I understand. So let us go to the next slide. The actual reason is students engaged in activities such as games, exercises, martial skills, and yoga for overall development. Obviously, being Chinmaya students, we should not forget that aspects of the CVP, physical development will definitely lead to overall development also. Then fourth assertion. In Indian tradition, all knowledge is one, but is codified into various disciplines for educational purposes. True, the statement is 100% true. What is the right reason for this? Is this the reason that the first division in the disciplinary formation is made between Shastra and then Kavya? And then is this the correct reason that the codification of the knowledge in various disciplines will often lead to development in various fields? It's very, very clear. If you read it properly, the answer is very clear. Can someone answer?
Yeah, please unmute and answer, please. Which is the right reason?
The first division in disciplinary formation is made between Shastra and Kavya.
Kavya, that's wonderful. I appreciate your effort, beta. Can you give me why? Can you give me why? Why you felt that this is the right answer? Absolutely feel free. There is nothing wrong, nothing
I have a
right
doubt,
here.
ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, we are from Amrita Vidyalaya Nagapattinam.
Ha, beta.
May I know the reason for providing two reasons for a question, ma'am? That usually we'll be attending one assertion and one reasoning question.
Yes, beta. I think you did not listen to the first few lines. This is a warm-up exercise for you to make you to understand how to go in. When you listen full of my session, you will understand why I have given this. So you need to identify only what is the correct reason in this.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let me go further. The real reason is the codification of the knowledge in various disciplines will often lead to overall development. But whoever had given the answer, I think is from Kasaragod, one child had given, you just correlated that this line is the continuation. But the continuation of the line will not give you the answer for the assertion and reasoning beta. This is what I wanted to tell you in this question. If you remember the text, if you don't remember the context, this will lead to wrong answer. Please remember. Okay. Then next question. Assertion. Education in India started in temples and homes in the village itself. Two reasons are given. Temples and homes were chosen as educational sites due to convenience. And then next reason, temples and then later mosques served as the first schools for children, sustaining educational institutions and culture. Feel free if you feel two are wrong, two are right. Anything you can say. Discussion is important here, children. Please feel free to answer. Can I move to answer?
But you can
Yes.
unmute and speak. Please unmute and speak.
Speak better. The session is for you. It's okay if you say wrong also.
Ma'am, is it the second option?
Second option is right, and that first option is also right. Because it was so convenient for the people to attend the classes in temples as well as in the nearby bigger homes. And then they sustained into educational institutions and culture also. Okay, now let me tell you, when the assertion is very much easier, like why sun rises in the east? I have given you two reasons. Like earth rotates from west to east, and then earth day has 24 hours. What is the real reason better? Can someone say why sun rises in the east? Is it because earth rotates from west to east? Is there any connection between that? Or is it because earth has 24 hours? The correct reason here is earth rotates from west direction to east direction. Sun never moves, right? So you must have thorough content knowledge to attempt these assertion and then reasoning, basic questions. Then only we can do anything, right? Now, let me go to little tips and tricks for you over here. So step number 1, I have already told you, you need to identify them as two different statements, as assertion as well as the reason as true or false. That's why from the childhood you have got all these true or false questions. So you should be able to identify them. And then if you are identifying assertion as true, go further. If you are identifying assertion as false, feel lucky. But be confident to identify it as the false. Why? If it is false, there is only one option for you, D. Land up straightly into D. That is the only option. If assertion is false, be happy, you're lucky, your time is saved. Go for the option B. But before come or jump into conclusion, be confident with your content knowledge. Then A is false, R is true, that is correct, right? And one more tip I will tell you, children, you must know all these options in order. For sure, you must know. Don't feel ashamed to write 10 times or 20 times also to know this order. So how to remember this order? I'll tell you one simple thing. Let us say, and then Mr. Atma, A for Atma, and then R for Rama. They both are solving mathematical problems. Okay, so let us say one is A for Atma and then R for Rama. Mr. Atma and then Mr. Rama. They both are solving some sums from algebra, and then they both are going with the same method. So they're complementing each other. Both A and R are true, and then R is the correct explanation of the A. You can remember in that way. And then see, A is solving algebra, R is solving linear equation. They both are correct in different directions, but they are not gelling with each other. A is true, R is also true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. And then both are solving algebra, but A is doing right method, R is doing wrong method. Then what comes? A is true, R is false. Option 3. C. And then Atma is doing wrong method, and then Rama is doing the right method. A is false, R is true. So this is a simple thing for you to remember. It's a must thing that you must remember all these things in an order. Then only your time will be saved in attempting. Okay, fine. If you are not, write it 10 times and then remember. Now, try to answer this question. The teacher-student relationship in Indian culture was characterized by mutual respect and then symbiotic bond. If you remember, this word symbiotic bond was referred by Jaya Bharathy ma'am also in her questions. So try identifying the answer for this. Can someone chat or unmute and answer? Is the reason correct? Is the assertion correct? What is the right answer? I have already revealed one trick for you. Can I go further? Ma'am, is there anyone chatting, ma'am?
A, they are writing A.
Okay, yeah, yes, A is the
Both
right
are
answer
true and
for
A is the
this.
right answer.
Yes, ma'am, both are true. A, R is equally complementing A. That's wonderful. You are able to identify. Let me go for second question. Viharas and the universities were prominent centers of learning during the Buddhist period in India. And then reason. Buddha encouraged his followers to seek enlightenment through personal meditation rather than institutional learning. So step number 1, identify assertion, true or false. Step number 2, identify reason, true or false. And as I told you, you are lucky if assertion is false, jump into D. If it is true, go further. So what is the answer? Can I show you the answer? Or will you unmute and say? Any answers coming, ma'am?
recording something. They are saying C.
C is the right option. Yes, A is true, R is false. The correct reason is that if you read very clearly, in the reason it is mentioned that he encouraged personal meditation rather than the institutional learning. He encouraged the institutional learning also. That's wonderful. Okay, let me go to the next question. Assertion. Viharas and universities were prominent. Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm sorry. Okay, let me go to the next question. Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramasila, and then Vallabhi were most focused on promoting mysticism and superstitions than imparting practical knowledge. And the reason? Takshila, Nalanda, Vikramasila, and Vallabhi were among the world's first universities in ancient India. At one go, one reading, they look absolutely nonsense statements. Is it? Then what is your answer? What is your answer? Apply the trick I have told you.
D. Lot of people are saying D.
D is the right answer, ma'am, because assertion is the false statement. So obviously they can jump into D. That is the only option for the false. That's wonderful, children. You're doing good. And then coming to ninth question. Assertion. The Indian education system demonstrated resilience and then continued to function till the pre-colonial age. True or false? Identify, keep it aside. Then, British administrators documented the wide network of schools and higher learning institutions supported by local resources and voluntary donations. Is it false or true? Identify and then keep it aside. What is the right answer over here? Is there any connection between these two or not? Before I go for the correct answer for this, let me tell you further more tricks for this. So, as I told you, if the assertion is false, you can jump into D. If the assertion is true, go for reason also. Read the reason very carefully. Identify reason is false. So, if the assertion is true, reason is false, go into option C. So, anytime you have to check the options from the downward direction. If the assertion is false, happy, go for D. If the assertion is true, then check whether reason is false or not. If the reason is false, no need to go further, go for option C. Actually, the real process of the thinking comes when the assertion is true and then reason is also true. So what do we need to do here in this type of questions? So when you identify assertion is true as well as the reason is also true, the simple thing I'll tell you, children, make assertion as a question. Okay, how to make assertion as a question? Add WH words like why, how, where, when, who. See, here there is no static word for everything. It's a dynamic process. You need to understand where to add why, where to add who, how, all these things. Then, after making this assertion as a question, make reason as answer. How to make it? Add some connecting words like because, parallel to, as a result. So add all these kind of words. So what will happen? With WH words, we made assertions as the questions, and then with connecting words, we made reason as the answer. Then we will identify with our intellect that is this WH added assertion question is being answered by the reason or not. Evidently, we will get it, children. Obviously, we will get it. These two are non-sync statements. These two are syncing statements. Then you will be easily able to identify the reason is complementing the assertion or not. So now, is there any answer for this? Applying all these?
Yeah, they are all writing A and somebody has written D.
Okay, okay, let me see the answer. A is the right answer. We have added two words over here. See, children, the Indian education system demonstrated resilience and then continued to function till the pre-colonial age as blah, blah, blah. All these people, they recorded. We can easily authenticate this fact. So to authenticate this fact, we can use that statement. So by adding these two words as and then because, I'll be able to find out the answers very, very easily, right? Let me go for the next question.
One minute. Before 1 second, you go to the previous question. Vishnu Priya, can you let ma'am know why you're mentioning it as D? What is the confusion about? She has written D.
Okay. Beta, why did you feel that this is false?
Oh, sorry. It was for another question, the previous question.
Okay, ma'am.
Carry on.
And shall I move? Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Assertion, 10th question, children. The Harappan civilization was primarily focused on maritime trade. So here all other words are easy. Maritime trade from 6th and 7th onwards you have been studying. You must know what is maritime trade. It is the trade overseas, right? Then the Harappans were skilled manufacturers of artifacts and they used metal extensively. Step number 1, identify assertion as true or false. Step number 2, identify reason as true or false. If the assertion is false, go for the option D. If the assertion is true, reason is false, go for option C. If the reason is true, assertion is also true, go for making assertion as question, adding WH words, and make reason as the answer by adding connecting words, because, as. So what is the answer for this? Ma'am, had anyone given the answer, ma'am?
I'm just waiting.
Think, children, think. Take your little time and then answer. Apply these steps meticulously. You will be landing into correct answer.
Yeah, we're waiting for the answer. Somebody want to say? Nobody has answered.
Okay, let me read the assertion and reasoning. You're applying the steps. I'm happy. I'm understanding.
B, they are saying both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation.
R is not the correct explanation. Okay, let me see the answer.
Rohit is saying, yeah.
Yes, you applied all the steps perfectly and then you landed into answer. Can you unmute and answer, beta? You by fluke you told or you applied the steps or not? Let me know whether all these steps are useful for you or not. Rohit, can you unmute? Aren't you in a position to unmute, better, Rohit? Okay, no problem. Let me move further. So the 11th assertion, the use of trapezoid bricks in well construction, the construction of the wells during the Harappan civilization was solely for decorative purposes. It's a statement. Identified as true or false. Then go for the reason. Every house in Harappan civilization has a well-planned drainage and sewage system. True or false? We are reading it from 6th standard. We know that. The reason is very well true. And then how about assertion? Is that also true? Apply the steps one more time. Reason is true. Reason is false. If the reason is false, go for option D. If the reason is true, identify. If the assertion is true, reason is false, go for option C. Okay. Then if assertion is true, reason is also true, make assertion as question, reason as answer. Then land up into correct option. What is the option? Is there any connection?
A is false and R is true.
It's false. A is false and R is true. Okay. A is true. R is also true. R is not the correct explanation. As I told you, Atma is doing linear equation and then Rama is doing algebra. It's something like that. They both are differently correct. It is not the correct explanation. Let me explain you one more time. Going back to the question, it's a correct statement. Were those bricks used? Yes, they were used, but for the decorative purposes only. The statement is clearly explaining you better. And then every house in Harappan civilization has a well-planned drainage system, right? Drainage system, it's a statement. Decorative purpose, it's a statement. I think I'm able to connect with you. Any doubt, please ask me. Okay, taking it as like a yes, I'm moving it further. And then let me give you one more trick, passing it over here. So ma'am, how to identify when we are reading the textbook, which portion of the textbook can be the probable assertion and then reasoning material. Identify better, underline. If you find hence or if or but and then in connection, all these words, the content having all these words will lead to probable, assertion, and then reasoning questions. When you are reading the textbook, please make a note of that. Where have these words have come? Hence is there, but is there, or sometimes if is there. Then, yeah, there is a probability. Work for different permutations and then combinations. You will land up into assertion and then reasoning questions, definitely. Okay, fine. Let me go to the next question. The Harappans X. Yes, beta. Yes, beta.
Ma'am, one doubt in the other question, right?
Which question, beta?
The bricks question.
Yes.
Harappans invented trapezoid. The question which was done earlier.
Yes, beta. I am with the question. I switched on the screen to that. Ask me.
Ma'am, it was not just for decorative purposes, right?
Wells are not for decorative purposes. The bricks are for the decorative purposes.
Yeah, ma'am, the bricks, there are other purposes like to prevent the collapsing inward.
Can you repeat? To prevent the collapses also, because they are interlocking, right?
No, her question is, I can understand, because you have mentioned solely for decorative purposes. That means it is used only for decorative purposes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So she is asking, how can it be true? It's not true.
True.
Because it has got other purposes also. If the word so, am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Even I got I mean her point, and then you made me very clear also. There are other purposes. Yes, beta. Definitely I accept your argument. We can go for A is false and then R is true also. That's the thing from my side. We need to accept this. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think she's right. When
She's
solely
very correct, ma'am.
for decorative purposes, there are other purposes.
Yes, there are other purposes also. They are interlocking. They are interlocking also, ma'am. She's very correct. Wonderful, beta. The Harappans excelled in bead making, particularly in crafting micro beads of the steatite. Okay, this is one assertion. Fine. And the reason is micro beads were in demand in the elite society of the foreign countries also. Identify the assertion as true or false. Identify the reason as true or false. Okay. Then go for all the steps. Assertion is false, land up into D. Assertion is true, reason is false, land up into C. Assertion is correct, reason is also correct. Then you need to make assertion as the question, reason as the answer. Then identify the answer. Shall we move for the answer, children? Or is there
everybody saying D?
Assertion is and reason
for this question, I don't know. Maybe it's for the previous question. Yeah,
okay,
D.
both.
Can you put the answers again, children, so that I know which is for which question?
Children, write the question number also.
Yeah, question number 12. What is the
start
answer?
one more time.
I'll wait for somebody saying C now. A is true
Assertion
or
is true. Okay.
Amrita Vidyalaya Nagapattinam says A, C.
Okay, see, assertion is true and then reason is false. But I think microbeads were in demand in the elite society of the foreign countries also. Any other answers, children?
Only C, only Amrita Vidyalaya has answered.
Absolutely, I appreciate your effort, children. Let us go for the answers. The Harappans excelled in bead making, particularly in crafting microbeads of steatite. Reason, microbeads were in demand in the elite society of the foreign countries also. Both A and R are true. Also, I said, children, R is the correct explanation of the A.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yes, beta, tell me.
Ma'am, the reason statement is not in the book. Not mentioned in the book, textbook, ma'am.
See, definitely we cannot depend upon the solely textbook content. Na? When assertion is there, when a statement is there, in connection we can make the reason statement. It's evident.
Okay, miss. Thank you, ma'am.
See, it's sometimes we need to use our connections. It like we have understood the Harappan civilization since from our childhood, right? Is it there? Maritime trade was there. That was mentioned, right? I'm not justifying my point. Just think it. Maritime trade was there, and then we have seen our artifacts over there in the Mesopotamian civilization also, and then other civilizations also. We know all these factors from childhood, right? We can land up into this option, I believe. Okay. Assertion. Glass technology in ancient India was introduced through trade with Mesopotamia, right? Then glass objects found in Indian archaeological sites are with excellent carvings and with intricate designs superior to Mesopotamian glass artifacts. Read both the statements carefully. Glass technology in ancient India was introduced through trade with Mesopotamia. True or false? Glass objects found in Indian archaeological sites are with excellent carvings and with intricate designs superior to Mesopotamian glass artifacts.
D,
What?
they're saying D.
Is D the right answer? Assertion is false.
And reasoning is true.
Any other answers? Please think.
Yeah, D is what has come.
D is the answer. And then can someone unmute and tell me the reason better?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, better. Please tell me the answer.
Ma'am, glass technology was found in Yamuna Ganga region first, right? So I feel like it was not introduced from the trading of Mesopotamia.
Ganga Yamuna region, is Harappan region first or Ganga Yamuna region first? Sindhu Saraswati civilization is first or Ganga civilization first? Think. Just think. You are very correct. Glass was found in Ganga Yamuna Doab also. But which civilization is first? In which civilization these artifacts were found first? Obviously in Harappan civilization, and Harappans got it through Mesopotamia. Assertion is true. Reason is false. Okay, let me go to the 14th one. The decline of handmade paper production in India in 19th century was primarily due to technological constraints. Understand? The decline of handmade paper production in India in 19th century was primarily due to technological constraints. There was a decline and there was a reason for the decline. And the reason, Indian paper production were never lost its charm due to the introduction of foreign handmade paper in India. Is the assertion true? Is the reason true? Or is the assertion false? Or reason false? 1, 2, 3, 4, apply the same steps. Assertion is true. Go further. Assertion is false. Land up into D. Assertion is true. Reason is also true. Make assertion. Why the decline of, or how the decline, or when the decline. Adapt one word and then make it as a question. Then answer. Can I go for answer? Is there someone unmuting and talking? Please unmute better. Talk to me so that we can talk to each other. Then the session will be lively.
Yeah. You can give the answer.
Please unmute. It's okay. Take your time, think, and then give your answer. See, the decline of handmade paper. Assertion is true, beta. R is false. That's all. See, one more time. Let us go for assertion and reasoning. Assertion is the decline of the handmade paper production in India in 19th century was primarily due to technological constraints. If you see question by question, the intensity definitely increased. And then the reason is Indian paper production never lost its charm due to the introduction of the foreign handmade paper. No, almost all in every aspect, we were competent. Indians were competent to foreigners. No, until unless the foreign cloth production, mechanized foreign cloth production has come into India, nothing was competition to us children. We were only the leaders in the markets. Right? So assertion is true, R is false, because economically that was not viable. That's why our handmade paper printing stopped. Then I found out a question that previously I have to tell you the assertion and reasoning questions were in different order. That was in the 36th, 37th order. Now they have moved it to, before 16th itself. This question is from 2021 and then 22 paper. The assertion goes like this. The humblest but perhaps most important and efficient water structure was the village pond or reservoir. And the reason, ancient Indian water ponds were connected to many neighboring ponds, sometimes in networks extending over hundreds of kilometers. Veena ma'am had also framed a question upon this topic about wells and then tanks. She framed a question that why
Everybody is saying the
tanks?
answer as A.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. They are all correct. Because one well is for one area. These are connected to hundreds of kilometers. So definitely, you are well done with the answer, children. A is correct. R is also correct. R is equally complementing A. That's lovely. There I'm ending. Let me, okay. Can someone unmute and say me all the steps or the tricks what I've told you, how to land up into correct answers? Please reflect. What do we need to do? First, of course, no choice. You have to be thorough with your content. There's no shortcut in that. Then after that, how to save your time? First, you must know the options in the order, right? Then please, someone unmute and then say. Rohit, can you say? Or Shreya? I remember these two words. Shall I only say? Please, someone unmute and then say. Participate, beta.
First, ma'am,
Yes, beta. Say.
first we have to make sure whether assertion is right or wrong.
Correct.
If assertion is wrong, then we can directly go to option D. And if
Wonderful.
assertion is right, we have to check reason whether it is right or wrong.
Correct.
And if reason is right, we have to check whether it is connecting to that in terms of because or like that.
Lovely.
Like,
Next.
And if it is connecting, we have to connect it because or like that, we have to connect it. By framing
Correctly
question,
understood it.
to find R is connecting to A or 1.
Wonderful. Ma'am, she told all the steps correctly, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's the end of your session. Thank you,
Ma'am,
Suvarna.
one more thing, ma'am. And then where probable questions can come from the text, children, I have given a hint for you also. If you are reading the textbook, where there is a probability for assertion and reasoning questions, I have given you a few words. Can someone say? Hence, if, but. If these words are coming, there is a probability for assertion and reasoning questions from that content. Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Fine. Thank you so much. And I think this was a session which was useful for all of you. Can somebody... Yes, Gokul.
So, hello everyone. On behalf of all the students and teachers of CBA at 12, I would like to thank CCMT for making this occasion possible. So, first and foremost, I would like to thank the special guests, Mrs. Jaya ma'am, Veena ma'am, and Suvarna Dasaradhi ma'am for making this event a wonderful success, and whom are, despite of their busy schedule, they have found time to guide us and embrace this occasion. I would also like to express my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Shanti Krishnamurthy ma'am and Chinmaya Education Cell for hosting this session. Thank you for guiding us and making our board exams easy. And we will be preparing a lot for this board exams with your guidance. And thank you. Harish.
Thank you. Very nice to hear from you, Rohit, on behalf of all the article students.
I was unable to unmute my mic for the time being because it was not getting unmuted. So I figured it out.
Okay. At last you could figure it out. That's fine.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah. And anybody else would like to tell you how well you are all prepared, children? How well you are prepared for the exam? You already had your pre-boards and all of that. How is it going on? What is Arya Gurukul doing? They are having the pre-board exams now, Veena?
Pre-board 1 is over. We are about to start with pre-board 2.
Okay. So must be a lot of drilling going on. Anybody else would like to unmute and speak and thank the... see, their people are taking a lot of time and energy and efforts to prepare this kind of sessions. And I think at least it's our duty and responsibility to thank them. I would want somebody else also to forthcoming open, unmute, and then say a few words. Then we can close.
Anyway, I'm thanking all the teachers for your help here because we actually needed these kind of sessions. It was very helpful. We could understand how to solve all these assertion reasonings and the different type of questions that are possible. So thank you a lot for all the resource person here. Thank you all, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, children. Wish you all good luck with this. I once again thank all three of them. Thank you so much. It was wonderful having you all present your sessions here. It was a privilege for me to take help from all of you to host this. Wonderful. Good luck to all the students and to the teachers who've been teaching KTPI. We will continue with the class 11 sessions, probably maybe from March or so. After your exams are getting over, we will start with them. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any of the resource persons? Did you enjoy preparing for it?
Thank you, ma'am. It's seriously, when you give a work, it makes us to think, do something. Otherwise, in this life, like we don't do any special work focus like this. So you make us to brainstorm and then do the work. And then it's a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank
As
you.
Suvarna ma'am said that it's really a privilege to take this platform, and it really gives a pride feeling when you are able to help not only your school students, but then there are other school students who are waiting for some kind of a support because it doesn't have any support material as such. So this is the only reliable place where they come. So it becomes it's very overwhelming to be on this platform and giving help or supporting the students in this manner. Thank you so much. It's really a thankful, to not even Amma, Shanti Amma, but also to the whole Chinmaya CCM team.
Yeah, education cell does a lot of work. See,
Yes,
they
thank
send the
you so
registration
much.
form, they prepare a Google form, and then the link is prepared, they share with them, and it is recorded. And a lot of the sessions which we are recording, many people are asking me to share with them and all of that. So it's almost like this. But then, and I have got requests from other teachers, maths teachers are asking, can you do a session for the board exam? But it's a voluminous. You see, there are so many children. We are not able to host it like this. But it's indeed, KTPI has been a really one of my favorite initiative. And let's work on it, continue on it. Thank you so much. A lot of people are thanking. Thanks to all of you.